one of the greatest artists in Italy of all time, Sandro Botticelli. Born March 1st, 1445, he was the youngest of 5 brothers, born to a tanner. He started working for a goldsmith at an early age, who gave him the name Botticelli, which means little barrel. He convinced his father to let him study painting, which he left school and became a tanner for Lippi. While working for Lippi, he helped him paint frescoes for the Florentine church and cathedrals. While working for Lippi, Lippi also showed him how to bring out the expressions in models' faces, their gestures, and his decorative approach to his painting. While working for Lippi, he built up his contacts, and one of the contacts was leading family Medici. In 1467, Lippi left France and began decorations for the fresco of the cathedral church in Rome. In 1470, Botticelli opened his own workshop at the age of 15. At the workshop, he used apprentices to help him set up and break down stations so he can focus more on his painting. While in his workshop, his apprentices will ask him and beg him and ask him if they can help him, if they can paint for him. Once Botticelli built up confidence in them, he would let them paint under close observation. A lot of his paintings, all of Botticelli's paintings and some of his apprentice paintings were sold as commissions in his workshop. After he opened up his workshop, he became the leading painter for the Medici family. A lot of his work came off sad and depressing, using a lot of detail in his characters to bring them to life as if they were real characters or models, or as if they were acting. In his work, his characters were identified. You can tell that it was his work and no one else's work. That's how much detail that was put into it. Some of the things that he used over and over was a girl in the picture, or a woman in the picture, and she was so depressed, she was detached from everything that was going on around her. Or a male and a female in a painting, and the female playing the dominant role. In 1481, Botticelli was summoned to Rome to paint for the 16 chapels. That was his only trip ever outside of Florence, Italy. I'm gonna go over some of his popular paintings before we get to the most popular one. We have the Birth of Venus, 1486, the Fortitude, 1470, the Primavera, 1482, the Adoration of Manji, 1480, and the St. Augustine, 1480 also. And all of these were temper painting. All of these are displayed in a galleria in Florence, Italy. Now, Venus and Mars. Venus, the god of love. Mars, the god of war. And also you have 4 little sanctors in there. A little description. They were having an affair while she was still married to a blacksmith. In the painting, you can see the female is clothed while the male is nearly naked. The sanctors are planned with different pieces of the war. You have one with the helmet on his head that's too big, another one trying to lift a sword, the other one blowing into his shell, and then the last one climbing through the armor of Mars, holding on to the end of a sword. This painting was done for Lorenzo. This painting was done as a marriage commission for the Lorenzo Medici's oldest daughter. In the picture, in the mood in the picture, as you can see, is Mars is calm and sleep and free from any worries, while Venus watches him sleep and watching over him. The emotion on his face is tired and calm, and Venus patiently waiting for him to wake up. The forest layers are trying everything they can to wake him with the malicious look on their face, and Venus graces the picture with her beauty. The composition is tripartite composition, which relates to Greek aesthetic, which is divided into 3 sections, both horizontal and vertical. Horizontally is the left leg, and vertical is the trout military stock of Mars. Vertically, as you can see, the backdrop of the sea in the background. The painting was done in egg tempera and oil. Botticelli's final years, he became very depressed and his work fell out of favor. He was never married, and he was really close to his family and friends, and that's what he had around him most of the time. His image rapidly declined in poverty, isolation, and mental distance. He died in 1510. After his death, his work became very popular. After he died, his work disappeared until the 19th century, when the Florentine arts and culture brought the renewed interest in his work. Thank you.